Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hoping everyone can hear me. Welcome to another guided morning meditation. My name is Dr. Brad, and thank you for joining me today. It is Monday. It's 7:30 here on the West Coast, and if you are joining me here on live stream, welcome. If you're joining me here through Clubhouse, welcome. As I was getting ready for today's meditation, I was contemplating, where do I begin with today's meditation? For those of us on the West Coast, many of us know that the air quality is such that it's really difficult to breathe right now today. And the other thing that happened is I also got a booster this weekend. And so what's interesting about that experience is when you're not feeling well and you can't go outside and it's difficult to breathe, the questions are, how do you orient to this moment? How do you orient to all of it? And so today I was going to do a different form of a mindfulness meditation. Many times when we talk about meditation and we're talking about our anxiety, our stress, our fatigue, we're talking about how do we orient with the world around us. There are so many other issues like environmental threats, socioeconomic threats, political threats. But many times when we're talking about this, we're talking about how our personal reactions to those things. The question is when it is something that is completely and utterly out of control. I can't control the air quality around my neighborhood. I'm feeling feverish or fluish. How do we show up? So I remember the first part of this time when I was, after my first vaccination. And it doesn't have to be any vaccination. It could be any illness you get. I was sitting there and I was laying on my bed and I was like, oh, I'm in pain. It hurts. Breathe this away. Okay, come on. Let's use the breath to relax. Let's use the breath to get rid of the pain. And subsequently, it didn't work. I was already making my symptoms an enemy. I was making it an elevated threat. There are threats outside. But when I began to say, oh, let's just name what it is. Let's name how my body's responding, contracting, bracing to it. It was able to change a little bit. So we're going to explore a number of things today in this practice. First and foremost, and I've said this many times when I'm leading these meditations, take a moment to take stock of your environment. Look around you. Notice where you are in space. Because it is an important question. Right now in this environment, in this space, am I safe? Can I go inward? If not, this isn't the time to do the meditation. So this is a mindfulness scan. I'm scanning around my environment. You can't see me if you're on Clubhouse, but if you're on live stream, you can. I'm looking around. I'm naming what's around me. I'm looking out the window. And I'm asking myself, am I safe for the next 50 minutes? Now I invite you to find a comfortable position on which to rest. So if you're on your chair, put your feet flat on the floor. Lengthen the spine. You can rest against the back of a chair. If you're lying down, feel free to do that. And I'm going to invite us to do something I often don't ask you to do. I'm going to invite you to take a big breath in and raise your shoulders, make fists, lift your toes off the floor, contract your muscles, and hold it for just 2 to 3 seconds. And then release. Now, I'm going to invite you to do this 2 or 3 more times on your own. But what I'm inviting you to do is feel the tension, increase the tension, hold it, feel it, and then completely and utterly on the exhale, release instantly. So do a few rounds here. Hold it, and then let it go. Check in. Are you really letting that area go? Are you letting the hands go, the feet go, the buttocks go? 2 or 3 more times. You might find that you don't have to tense as much. And then release. And then finally, what I invite you to do is think of the area where you feel some residual tension. Find that area of residual tension. And then without tensing it, inhale and hold the breath without tensing the area, but just feel it. And then on a slow exhalation, allow it to soften. Feel it melt on the exhalation. Now, this is just getting us setting the stage for the practice. Now ask yourself if there's anything you can do to make yourself 2 or 3, 5% more comfortable. And then do so. If you feel so inclined, allow the eyes to close. Now we're going to be focusing on different parts of the body. We're just going to feel different parts of the body. I'm going to invite you to bring your attention to the front half of your body. With curiosity, notice, where does the front half of your body begin? Our culture is so forward-leaning, constantly moving forward. Check in with your physical body. Where does the front half of your body begin? Is it right up at the edge of your skin? The nose, the face, the chest, but all the way down? Are you even aware of the front half of your body, of your feet, of your shins, your thighs? For the next minute or so, we're just hanging out with the front half of our body, wherever it begins today. Now we're resting here. We're not doing anything. We're not trying to make anything happen. We might notice, wow, the front half of my body begins at my mid-torso up to the face. And just notice that. What's the quality of sensation? Is it an energy? Is it a buzzing? Without any judgment at all. We're just intrigued. Now see if this makes sense to you. How far in front of you are you aware? How far in front of your body can you feel? Some people will say your energetic field. If that works for you, use that. Is it your awareness, your energy, your perception? How far in front of you can you experience? And you don't have to question if it's right or wrong. Just notice. Now, what I'm going to ask you to practice is feeling into the entire front half of your body now. So if you feel that it's only in your face and torso, and that's what I'm experiencing at the moment, from mid chest up to the top of my head, not really aware of the thighs, the knees, the ankles in the front. Although when I say it, I can bring it there. Now we're going to settle into practicing feeling the entire front half of our bodies. You can maybe even draw a line from the middle of your body, your spine, all the way down. And just for a minute or so, feel into the front half of your body. Notice the ease or the challenge with that. We're not forcing, we're not efforting. It's as if we're saying hello. Hello, knees. Hello, mid thighs. You're there. And note the quality. I might feel an energy, a buzzing in my face and chest, and more of a smoothness, numbness. And as I allow myself to sit without judgment, feeling into the front half of my body, I become more aware of it. It's all happening at once. If you find you're beginning to hold your breath, if you're starting to tighten again, exhale, shake it out. Now, practice letting it go. Take an exhale, a luxurious exhale. Just feel yourself breathe in. And now we're going to turn our awareness and our attention to our back half of our body. It's been with you. And I'm only speaking for myself, hoping this is helping in the process. When I turn my awareness to the back half of my body, noticing where that begins, it's really close to the front half of my body today. Until I really rest in it. I know for me, I'm not really aware of the back half of my body. As I begin to say this and explore it, I can feel where my back reaches and touches the chair. I can feel where the back of the thighs hit my chair. But just moments ago, I was completely unaware of it. No good, no bad. So where are you? Where are you feeling the back half of your body? And then, what are the sensations? I feel pressure and touch on some areas. I'm hanging out with the quality, with the sensation. I'm noticing what is. If you feel a tendency to judge, to get caught up on one sensation, just note that. Let it go. What's happening? Back half. Now, extend your awareness to the entire back half. I wasn't aware of my heels or the back of my ankles, the back of the neck. Can I feel into all of those? Wow. And my honest answer is no, I wasn't at the moment. We're learning that we can shift our attention, not necessarily with ease, but we can. Now, how far behind you does your field, your awareness, your energy extend? Many times when I do this, people are completely opposite of me. They can feel way behind them. They're aware of what's behind them. And when I said that prompt, I was aware of right up to my skin. So now what I'm going to invite us to practice, and this could be the imagery part, the energy part, the awareness part. Can you bring front and back into balance? Meaning, can you find that midline in your body and become aware of your front and back parts of your body equally? There's going to be a myriad of sensations. They're not competing. We're just letting them all arise. The back of the legs, the front of the legs. And now, can you extend your awareness equally? So if you're someone who can be aware of what's happening 30 feet in front of you, you've got those spidey senses, you're hypervigilant, you're aware of what's happening in front. And for good reason. Can you maybe bring in that feel, that awareness a little bit and extend it behind you equally? See what arises. No effort, no force. This is an old martial arts mindfulness exercise. Bring front and back into balance. So I personally imagine bringing in the field in front of me, my awareness, and extending it equally behind me. Aware of my front and back parts of my body. Recognizing they feel quite different. And resting in this. Resting in this. In a moment, we're going to let this go. Stay 1 or 2 moments longer here, feeling the body front and back, balancing the field or awareness front and back. And now letting that go. Just like we did at the beginning. Soften, soften, soften. Before we move forward, just check in, do an environmental scan here. What just shifted in your consciousness, your mood, your awareness As you practiced feeling the front and back of the body and practicing balancing the front and back awareness fields, just note that. And now let's turn to the next pair, top and bottom. I've done this exercise with countless of my classes and with people, and I find that in the United States there does tend to be a predominant pattern. But let's just check yours right now. Turn your awareness to the top half of your body. Where does it begin when I said that? Don't think, just note. What's the first thought? As I said with my front, the top half is like a few inches below my shoulders and above my head. So first note the sensations here. What are you feeling in the top half of your body? Warmth, coolness, buzzing, heat, energy, tingling, spiraling. I'm going to move through these a bit quicker now. Feel the top half of your body. And now see if you can bring it to the center of your body. Where is center? Mid-torso. A little bit below mid-torso. Can you feel into the entire top half of your body? What are you not aware of? And this includes front and back now. Feel into the top half of your body. Again, notice if you're efforting, if you're starting to tense, tighten, or hold your breath at any time. Soften into it, soften. And now notice how far above you your field or awareness or energy extends, even if it doesn't fully make sense to you. If you feel your energy extending way above you, sorry, we have someone who wants attention here. How far above you does it extend? Do you just feel as if your energy is miles above you? Just a little bit above you? Does it even get to the top of your head? So see if you can feel the entire top half of your body. Feel how far it extends above you. Now let that go. Wow. Notice if top is easier than front and back. Now notice, where does the bottom half of your body begin? Again, I'm only sharing my experience in this moment as an example. When I said that, I feel it like mid-thighs down. There's a gap there. Notice the sensation in the bottom half of your body. Is it light? Is it buzzing? Is it heavy? Front and back of the bottom half of the body. Quality of sensation. No judgment here. It's just with wonder and curiosity. Can you now Feel into the entire bottom half, just butting up against the top half now. If it's a little bit below mid-torso, feel into the bottom half of your body. Again, certain areas might be less sensation full. You might have less awareness of them. And if you're aware that there's a lack of sensation, you're aware of the sensation. Notice how far below you your energy and awareness extends. Does it make it past the soles of your feet? Or are you aware down into the earth? If you're bracing, tightening, or holding, especially in the breath, take a moment to let it out with a sigh. Now bring top and bottom into balance, feeling both top and bottom equally. This is a practice. And then expanding or extending the fields equally so that you're aware of top and bottom. So if your top half goes all the way to Mars, you bring it in and expand the bottom. Same with the bottom. That's all the way to the core of the earth. Bring the awareness, the field in. And if you're saying, I'm just feeling like I'm making it up, make it up. Visualize. Visualize the awareness equidistance from the bottom and the top. And now can you extend front and back? Be aware of front and back equally and extend it the same distance. The same distance as top and bottom. Finding that center, the midline between front and back and top and bottom. Have a constant dialogue with that center. So this practice is not so much about grounding, which so many people talk about. A lot of us don't need to ground. We need to find center. We never can be pushed off balance when we know where center is. Some of you might be visualizing the fields in dynamic interplay. You might be feeling into your entire body. Find center and feel your energy expand equally, front and back, top and bottom. Note what this does for you. Note what happens for you when you begin to orient to the body, your energy, and your experience this way. One more group here. So let it go. Let it go. The last group is left and right. So I'm going to start with my right. Just notice where your right half begins. If you're predominantly one-handed, one-legged, you might notice one side more than the other. But if you do, describe the quality, a brightness, an aliveness, a buzzing. And some of you might experience color. You might feel a yellow, a green, a red. Just notice what's happening in the right half of your body. When I said right side, was it arm and leg equally? Or was it just one? Can you now feel the entire right side? This midline is easier for most of us. Right down the body. Can you feel into the entire right side? Right buttocks, right ear, right nostril, right chest and belly. Soften. Don't force. Allow. Now notice how far to the right your field extends, your awareness extends. Be curious. Just be curious. And so, since this side usually is easier, let's go to the left. Notice where the left begins. Is it right up against the right, or is it weak? Do you feel it at all? Maybe you do. Maybe more so. Is it both left arm and leg? What are the qualities here? Is it interesting how different it could be from the other side? Now notice how all of it feels, all the way to midline. Feel the entire left side of your body. How far does the left awareness extend? Now, can you bring right and left into balance? Feel both right and left equally. Toes, ankles, heels, knees, thighs, calves, buttocks, armpits, shoulders, shoulder blades, hands, face. And then see if you can bring both right and left field into balance. And I believe you know where this is going. Can you bring right and left and top and bottom? And front and back? Can you rest in the center? remember, if you find yourself holding your breath, if you start to grip a certain part of the body, tighten or brace, take a breath in, hold it for just a second, let it out with a sigh. Begin again. Feel front and back, top and bottom, right and left. Extend your awareness equally on all dimensions. Now, while this practice has a visualization component, an imagery component, at the root of it, we're being mindful. We're being mindful of what we're feeling. We're noting the quality, not judging as good or bad, or whether it's easy or difficult to do this practice. And we're returning home to this body. What is present here? We're not overemphasizing the parts that ache or the parts that work well. We're not talking about how it should be. We're saying all of our body is here. We can embody our whole body and mind. So if you'd like, you can continue to visualize balancing the fields, front and back and top and bottom and left and right equally. This practice might be easy or more challenging for you. What I invite us to now do is come back to the breath. In one of the Buddha's original instructions, he used the words, as I breathe in, I experience my entire body breathing in. As I breathe out, I feel my entire body breathing out. Now that we practiced feeling into the entire body, balancing our fields, I invite us to rest with these phrases. Breathing in, feel your entire body, front and back, top and bottom, left and right. Breathing in. As you breathe out, feel, experience your entire mind and body, front, back, top, bottom, left, right. Breathing out. And if it works for you to help keep your focus on it, you can recite those phrases silently to yourself. Or truncate it to simply in and out. Experience in. Experience out. Or whole body in. Whole body out. Whatever works for you. So we're going to take a moment with silence here, either balancing your fields, feeling your fields, or breathing in and breathing out. Note where the mind goes. Practice equanimity and compassion. The mind went away. It's okay. Smile and come back. As I breathe in, I experience myself breathing in. As I breathe out, I experience myself breathing out. Let's observe our experience for just a few more breaths here. So if you followed any of my guided meditations, you know that the important part of this is not that we take this 50-minute respite, But then we can carry this into our lives. So feel into your breath. Not to make anything happen, not to relax or change, but just to feel into it. Feel into your fields, the front and back and left and right, top and bottom. This isn't an invitation to do this so you'll feel calmer, although that may be the side effect. We're doing this because our front and back and top and bottom and left and right are always with us. So as you feel into your fields right now, feel into the energy, feel into the experience. I invite you now to call to mind and envision the next thing you're about to do, or something important that you're going to do today, you've planned. Did you catch it? What changed? In the breath? Did you feel the entire body breathing? Did you find that the awareness, the field, the energy shifted? Did it move more forward and up, or did it go down and back? And this is how we work with this. This is how we play with this. Note what you felt. In other meditations, we've talked about the gripping, the breath holding, the tightening. Notice if you felt or experienced any of that. But for today, did you feel the movement forward, back, left, right, top, bottom? Now let go of what you're going to do. Come back to this chair. See if you can balance the fields again. Breathe into the entire body. Then what we're going to do is something called pendulation. Only when we feel we've come back to that effortless state, or as effortless as we got to today, primarily balanced, maybe a little forward, maybe a little back, maybe a little top. When we feel primarily balanced, we rest in it for a minute, find the center, front, back, top, bottom, left, right. Then we invite in the image of what we're doing. Gently, gently. I'll be working with patience through the internet. I could feel the bracing, the gripping. I could feel a little forward movement. We don't have to name it. It wasn't anxiety. It was mobilization. Just feel it, then see if you can bring it into balance. Hold the image of what you're about to do and balance. Breathe into the entire body. Breathe out and feel the entire body. Tricky. We immediately adopt our conditioned neurobiological adaptive response pattern. And now we're offering an opportunity to do something different. This is applicable to anything. Whether you're feeling a pain today, fatigue today, an ache, dealing with a world situation, we don't have to make it go away. Sometimes we can't. But can we feel and breathe into our entire experience, our entire mind and body? To end this practice today, let's shift our awareness to the outside of our skin. Notice the sounds around you in the room. Notice what you hear. Notice the temperature on your skin, wherever it is. Feel yourself beginning to wake up. If your eyes are closed, slowly open them up. Please keep your gaze soft. Look down. Begin to move fingers and toes a little bit. Feel into that. And if you'd like, you can take a luxurious stretch with the breath. And notice what ripples have been left, what waves have been left by that practice today. Please take some time before jumping into the next thing you do. And throughout the day, can you practice finding center? Not grounding, not just going in one direction. Find center, front and back and top and bottom and left and right. Feel your entire body. It's there. As always, I dedicate this to everyone, not just on this call on Clubhouse, and if you're joining me through the live stream. I dedicate this to all people everywhere. May all beings everywhere be safe, physically, mentally, emotionally, environmentally, ecologically, politically. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy on all those planes. May all people everywhere know peace. And may all beings go gently, knowing their goodness. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be here on Thursday. I will be changing the format soon, but you can find out more about that on my website. I always love to hear from you, so feel free to email me if you want to share your experience at drbrad@thebreathspace.com.